You need an anxiety protocol, you need a depression protocol. If you are someone that experiences anxiety, anger outbursts, states of depression, then this is what you need to do this year. So we all know in theory what we should do to help ourselves when we're in these states. Like watching this video, you can probably think of like 3 things that could help your anxiety. Maybe it's looking for evidence of safety. Maybe it's breathing very deeply, so focusing on your out breath versus your in breath, those types of things. But when you're in these states, you can't remember the stuff. So when you're super angry, when you're super anxious, when you're super sad, like nobody remembers any of this. Like when you're super sad, you don't remember that, like, okay, I know when I reach out to my friend, they actually make me feel better, even though I technically want to withdraw and stay in my little cave for 2 weeks. Right? Like, you know these things, you won't do them. That's why it's so important to write yourself a protocol. So if you're someone that experiences one of these kind of emotional states and you get stuck in them, and you know when you're in them, like nothing will get to you. Because once we get to a certain level of anxiety, like reason does not work. And so essentially what you need to do is you need to create like one of those like break glass in case of emergency types of things, right? So like we have those break glass of emergency, and that is what we do when there is an emergency. And so you need to create a plan for yourself that acts in this way. And so if you experience really high levels of anxiety, you might have some type of protocol where right, like you go for a 15-minute walk if you're being flooded by fear. You write down 3 things that you can see, you write down 3 things that you can touch, and you write down 3 things that you can hear, because we know that engaging in the senses kind of gets us out of that anxious state. Maybe you spend 10 breaths focusing on making your out breath 2 times longer as your in breath. So these are all strategies to mitigate anxiety, to reduce that anxious state in the body. And for most of you, you know certain things that have worked for you in the past. Like you can probably think of certain things that have worked for you when you've been anxious, when you've been super sad, when you've been really angry. And that's why you need to write this down and actually have it somewhere where you can see. Because next time you're in one of these states, the only thing you'll need to do is follow the plan. You won't need to reason with yourself. You won't need to like debate with yourself like, oh, should I do this or should I do that? You won't need to do any of that, because when you're in one of those states, you can't do that. You're so emotionally flooded that there's no getting to you. So that's why you need a break glass in case of emergency anxiety protocol, that you have like, I don't know, 3-5 things on there, like 3 to 5 steps that you follow each time. You don't think about it, you just follow it, and that's all you have to do. And it's things that you know in the past have worked for you, or maybe some things that you'd like to try. Really important tip is that if you're going to try things that will that you're going to want to put on your plan, try them when you're feeling okay. Don't try new things when you're in a state of high anxiety, or you're really sad, or you're really angry. So if you're thinking of kind of adding things to your plan and modifying it, try those things when you're feeling good and see how they work for you. And then you can add them if they work for you, because you've already practiced it. Don't try new things when you're doing the protocol. So this is, I think, a really helpful way to manage these emotionally flooded times, because a lot of us, we have way too much faith in ourselves. Like before we get flooded like this, like we think, oh, like next time I'll be fine, like next time, you know, like I'll reason my way out of it. And that never works, because once you're in that state, like there's no reasoning with you, you're just pure emotion. And so that's why you need to create a plan for yourself ahead of time, and all you have to do then is follow the plan, and it will get you out of it, because you need to kind of think about this ahead of time and create a protocol for yourself so that you're taking care of yourself in that future state, because it's really, really, really difficult to do anything when you're like that. And if you've been like that, you know. So I hope this helps, and I hope this helps you feel better sooner.